cheto-darpana-marjanam, bhava-maha-davagni-nirvapanam, shreyah kairava-chandrika vitaranam, vidyavadhu-jeevanam, anandambudhivardhanam pratipadam, पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मास्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनं नाम्नाकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमितः स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवं ईदृशं यः जानीनानुरागः तृणादपि सुनिचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद्भक्तिरहितप्रीत्वयि हे नन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थित धूलीसदृशं विचिन्तये नयनं गलदश्रुधारया मदनं गदगदहृदया गिरा पुल्कैर्निचितं वपू कदा तव नाम गृहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रवशायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहीणमे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनष्टु माम् अदर्शनं मर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः. We are hearing from Adi-lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi-lila, and chapter 3, Adi 3. The chapter is titled as External Reasons for the Appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And yesterday we read that Bhagwan appeared because he wanted to start the Yuga Dharma, that is the Sankirtan movement. Vyakta kari bhagvate kahe bar bar Kali Yuga Dharma Nama Sankirtana Sara. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is repeatedly and clearly said that the essence of religion is the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. O King, in this way, people in Dwapar Yuga worship the Lord of the universe. In Kali Yuga, they also worship Ishvara by the regulation of revealed scriptures. Kindly now hear from me. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopangasta Parshadam Yagnai Sankirtana Praye Yajantihi Sumedasa. In the age of Kali, this is a sloka taken from Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran. In the age of Kali, the intelligent persons perform Sankirtan, congregational chanting, Yagnahi Sankirtanahi Prayah. Yajanti hi Sumedasa. Sumedasa means intelligent person. In this age of Kali, intelligent person worship Bhagwan by doing congregational chanting. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Suna bhai sabha Chaitanya Mahima E Shloke kahe Tanra Mahima Rasima. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, "Oh brother, my dear brother, please listen to the glories of Lord Chaitanya." This verse very clearly summarizes his activities and characteristics. Krishna ei dui varna sadayan ramukhe athava Krishne ka tino varna nija sukhe. He says Kri and Shna. These two syllables. Krishna varna, Krishna, these two syllables, the one who is always chanting the two syllables Krishna are always in his mouth, or he constantly describes Krishna with great pleasure. There are two meanings for the word Krishna Varna. Indeed, nothing else. but Krishna issues from his mouth. So here we are describing the characteristics of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, who incarnated. His complexion is certainly not blackish. Indeed, he is not being blackish indicates that his complexion is yellow. By performing the sacrifice of congregational chanting of the holy name, learned scholars in the age of Kali worship Lord Krishna, who is now non-blackish because of the great upsurge of the feeling of Srimati Radharani. He is the only worshipable deity for Paramahansas who have attained the highest stage of this fourth order. May that Supreme Lord, Personality of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya, show us his causeless mercy. प्रत्यक्ष तानारा तप्त कांचन रद्युति या नारा छाता या नासे अज्ञात अज्ञानतमस्थिति. One can vividly see his glowing complexion of molten gold, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, which dispels the darkness of ignorance. So when you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, his complexion is so goldish, like golden color. The color itself says, okay, no more ignorance. All ignorance is gone now. Jivera kalmash tamo nashakari bare. Whatever the kalmash, because we are living in the Kali Yuga, all the sins of jiva, living beings, go away, will be washed away. The sinful life of the living beings, why is it coming? It is coming because of ignorance. To destroy that ignorance, he has brought various weapons, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, such as his associates, his devotees, and the holy name. The greatest ignorance consists of activities, whether religious or irreligious, that are opposed to devotional service. They are to be known as sins, kalmash. What does he do? What does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu do to remove this ignorance? Bahutuli hari bali prema drishtya chaya kariya kalmash nasha premeta bhasaya. What does he do? Raising his arms, chanting the holy names, and looking upon all with deep love, he drives away all sins, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and floods everyone with the love of Godhead. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. That's all he's doing. That's his form. Raised hands, love in his eyes, pouring, constantly chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just at looking at the form, even if you are not chanting, if you look at his form, golden color. Oh, just looking at the form will dispel all the ignorance. He floods everyone with the love of Godhead. Smita loka shokam harati jagatam yasya parito giram tu paramba praramba kushala patalim pallavayati padalambakam va pranayati nahi prema nivaham sadeva chaitanya kritirati taramna kripayatu. May the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the form of Lord Sri Chaitanya, bestow his causeless mercy upon us. His smiling glance at once drives away all bereavements of the world, and his very words enliven the auspicious creepers of devotion by expanding their leaves. Taking shelter of his lotus feet invokes transcendental love of God at once. Shri Anga Shri Mukha Yai Kare Darshana Tara Papa Krishya Tara Papa Kshaya Haya Paya Premadhana. He says, anyone who looks at this form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Anga, beautiful limbs, Shri Mukha, beautiful face. Yai Kare Darshana, those who get this vision, Tara Papa Kshaya Hoya, at once all their sins are gone and they obtain the wealth of love of God. Anya avatare sab सैन्य शस्त्र संगे Chaitanya Krishnera Sainya Angahupange. In other incarnations, the Lord descended with his armies and weapons. But here, in this incarnation, his soldiers are his associates, who are his plenary parts. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always the most worshipable deity of demigods, and including Shiva and Brahma, who came in the garb of ordinary man, bearing love for him. He instructs his own pure devotional service to his own devotees. Will he again become the object of my vision? His plenary parts and associates perform the work of weapons as their own specific duties. Please hear from me another meaning of the word anga. अंग शब्द अंश कहे शास्त्र प्रमाण अंगेरा अव्यय upang vyakhyana. According to the evidence of revealed scriptures, a bodily limb, anga, is called as a part, amsha, and a part of a limb is called partial part, upanga. The manifestation of Narayana, who predominates in everyone's heart, as well as Narayana, who lives in the waters, Karana, Garbha, and Kshira, are Narayana's plenary portion, Krishna's plenary portion, and therefore Krishna is the original Narayana. So he goes on explaining Anga and Amsha, which I have explained you already. Bhagavan comes in the form of Ansha. Ansha has another name, Anga. Anga means limbs. As I told you, my limbs are my part, my Amsha. And my children are also my part. They are my Amsha. So Anga and Amsha have these meanings. One is your own part and one is your expansion. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he came with his plenary expansion. He came with his own Angas, own Amshas, own associates. Who are these associates? So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami takes their name now. Advaita, Nityananda, Chaitanya Raduyanga. One is Advaita, one limb is, one hand is Advaita, another hand is Nityananda Prabhu. So he says Bhagavan came with his two limbs, two Angas, Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu. They are the plenary portions of Lord Chaitanya. They are limbs or Angas of his body. These parts of these two limbs are called Upangas. Thus the Lord is equipped with sharp weapons in the form of his parts and plenary portions. All these weapons are competent enough to crush the faithless atheists. So in this incarnation, Bhagavan is not taking any sword or any bow and anything, nothing. There are no such demons in this yuga whom he has to go and kill. He has to go on the war. No war here. But yes, there is a war with the atheists. So Bhagavan does not have to take weapons in this yuga, in this incarnation. He just got his two limbs, two very strong limbs. One is Advaita Acharya and another is Nityanand Prabhu. And along with that, he got an army of other devotees who are all his plenary expansions. And with that, he has declared a war against the atheist. All these weapons, the devotees are competent enough to crush the faithless devotees, faithless atheists. So here, Angopanga Tikshna Astra, Prabhura Sahite, Shei Shabda Sab Astra Haya, Pakhanda Dalite. He said the word Pashanda is very significant here. One who compares the Supreme Personality of Godhead to anything else is known as Pashandi. Pashandas try to bring Bhagwan to a mundane level. Or they sometimes create their own imaginary God or accept an ordinary person as a God and advertise him as equal to Bhagwan. They are so foolish that they present someone as the next incarnation of Lord Chaitanya or Krishna, although his activities are contradictory to those of a genuine incarnation. So this is for Kali Yuga, we just make any Bhagwan out of anybody. Their character is not like Bhagwan, but they call him Bhagwan. So here, this kind of Pakhandis, atheists, to shut them up, Bhagwan himself came down. Now, who is Nityananda? He says, Nityananda Gosai, Sakshad Haladhara, Advaita Acharya Gosai, Sakshata Ishvara. So Nityananda is Sakshat Balram, and Advaita Acharya is Ishvara. Ishvara is Shiva. Shiva is called as Ishvara. He has got Shiva's Ansha. All right. These two captains with their soldiers, there are other soldiers in this thing, Panchatattva, Srivas and Gadadhar. So these two captains with their soldiers such as Srivas Thakur travel everywhere. And what do they do? What is their weapon? Their weapon is Krishna name. They chant the holy name of the Lord. Lord Nityananda's very features indicate that he is the subduer of the non-believers. All sins and unbelievers flee away from the loud shouts of Advaita Acharya. Sankirtana Pravartaka Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sankirtana Yagne Tare Bhaje Se Hi Dhanya. Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya is the initiator of Sankirtana. One who worships him through Sankirtan is fortunate indeed. Such a person is truly intelligent, whereas others who have but a poor fund of knowledge must endure this repeated cycle of birth and death. Of all sacrificial performances, the chanting of the Lord's name is the most sublime. Sarvagne Haite Krishna Nama Yagna Sar. All yagna, whatever you do in Gita, also Bhagavan says. So many yagnas Bhagavan have prescribed in Gita, but of all the yagnas, chanting Bhagavan's name is the biggest, most sublime yagya for this age. Sankirtan movement is most glorious. He says, Koti Ashwamay Medhaik Krishna Nama Sama Yehi Kahe Se Pashandi Dande Tarayama. If one who says that 10 million Ashwamedha sacrifices are equal to the chanting of holy name of Lord Krishna is an atheist. He says, now he goes. He says, if somebody says, if you chant one Krishna's name, it is equal to 10 million Ashwamedha. He says, no, that's a wrong interpretation. Krishna's name is above this 10 million Ashwamedha yagnas. Don't compare these two things together. You will be punished by Amraj if you talk like that. Krishna's name is Sarvopari, the highest. In this auspicious introduction to Bhagavad Sandarbha, Sri Chaitanya Goswami has given a verse as an explanation. Anta Krishnam Bahir Gauram Darshitangadi Vaibhavam Kalau Sankirtanyadiya Isma Krishna Chaitanya Mashitaha. Sri Chaitanya Goswami says, I take the shelter of Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is outwardly of fair complexion, but he is inwardly Krishna himself. In this age of Kali, his expansions, his angas and upangas, he has come and he's performing congregational chanting of the Lord's holy name along with them. In the Upapuranas, we hear Shri Krishna showing his mercy to Vyasadeva by speaking to him as follows. Aham eva kochit brahman sannyasashramam ashritah hari bhaktin grahayami kalau papahatan. Krishna has said, O learned Brahmana, sometimes I accept the renounced order of sannyasa to induce the fallen people of the age of Kali Yuga to accept Kalau Bhakti, devotional service of Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam, the Mahabharata, the Puranas, and other Vedic literatures all give us evidence to prove that Lord Shri Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is the incarnation of Krishna. So many proofs he has taken One can also directly see Lord Chaitanya's manifest influence in his uncommon deeds and uncommon Krishna conscious realizations. But faithless unbelievers do not see what is clearly evident, just as the owls do not see the rays of the sun. So many times it happens, people don't want to believe or listen to this. So he gives an example. देखिए ना देखिए यथा अभक्तैर गण, those who are atheists, they are seeing things. But even if they are seeing, they don't want to see. They want to pretend they didn't see. Yamuna, in a Stotra Ratna of Yamunacharya, there comes a slok which means, "Oh my Lord, those those influenced by demonic principles cannot realize you. And you are clearly the supreme by dint of your exalted activities, forms, character, and uncommon power, which are all confirmed in the revealed scriptures, in the quality of goodness, and the celebrated transcendentalist in the divine nature. Lord Sri Krishna, he tries to hide himself in various ways, but nevertheless, his pure devotees know him as he is." Oh my Lord, again Yamunacharya says, "Ulangita trivida sima samati shayi sambhavanam tava parivradhima swabhavam maya balena bhavatapi niguyamanam pashyanti kejidanisham tvad ananya bhavaha." Oh my Lord, everything within the material nature is limited by time, space, and thought. Your characteristics, however, being unequaled and unsurpassed, are always transcendental to such limitations. You sometimes cover such characteristics by your own maya, by your own energy, but nevertheless, your unalloyed devotees are always able to see you under all circumstances. Those whose nature is demoniac cannot see Krishna at any time, but Krishna cannot hide himself from his devotees. Bhagwan say, in Padma Puran, the Vishnu Bhaktas, they say, "Dau bhuta sargau loke asmin daiva asura evacha Vishnu Bhakta smrito daiva asura stad viprayaha." There are two classes of men in the created world. What are the two classes? One is the demoniac and one is the godly, divine nature. So divine nature and demonic nature. Bhagavan Shri Krishna has spoken about this in Gita at length. So the devotees of the Lord Vishnu, they have the godly nature or divine nature. And the demoniac are the one who oppose Bhagavan's existence. Advaita Acharya Goswami, he is an incarnation of the Lord, and as a devotee, he is calling the name of Krishna. Acharya Gosai Prabhur Bhaktar Avatar Krishna Avatara Hetu Yanara Hunkara. So in this Kali Yuga, Advaita Acharya came, who is one of the limb of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and what did he do? He is loudly calling Hunkar. Means loudly calling. What is he calling? He's calling Krishna's name. He is the incarnation of Ishvara and is loudly calling Krishna's name. Why? Because he wants Krishna's incarnation. He wants Krishna to incarnate. Krishna yadi priti vete karena avatar prathame karena guru vargera sanchar. So Krishna just doesn't come like this. He says, whenever Krishna desires to manifest his incarnation on earth, what he does? He first, prathame karena guru vargera sanchara, he first creates the gurus and the saintly people. So they have to first go. and make everything ready for him to incarnate. So he says he creates the incarnations of his respectable devotees. Pita Mata Guru Adi Yata Manya Gana Prathama Karena Sabar Prithiveta Janama. So all his parents and all everybody, okay, has to incarnate first. And then Bhagwan comes. Those highly devoted souls have to come first. Because Bhagwan can't be, taking birth in very, low class souls whose consciousness is so important. No, Bhagwan has to take birth and do all his leelas in a very pure environment. So all the devotees, the pure devotees who are muktatmas, who are already liberated, they are coming here. Or his plenary portions, they come here. So his parents, father, mother, and spiritual master all take birth first. Madhava Ishwara Puri Sachi Jagannath Advaita Acharya Prakat Haila Sehi Sath. So Madhavendra Puri, Advaita Acharya came, then Madhavendra Puri came, then Ishwar Puri came. Madhavendra Puri is his guru. Ishwar Puri came, that also is his guru. Srimati Shachimata, his mother, and Srila Jagannath Mishra, his father, all of them appeared along with Advaita Acharya. So these three are the gurus. They first appeared, then mother, father appeared, and then Prakiti Dekhe Acharya Sakala Samsara Krishna Bhakti Gandhahina Vishaya Vyavhara. When Advaita Acharya appeared, he saw the whole world is devoid of devotional service to Shri Krishna. Because people were too much engrossed in worldly affairs, material affairs. Kehe, keha pape, keha punya. 550 years ago, he's talking. Before that, in fact, before 500 years ago, Advaita Acharya is looking at the world and he's saying, oh my God, what has happened to the world? Keha pape, keha punye. Kare vishay bhoga. Nobody is thinking of sins. Nobody is thinking of merits. Everybody is so engrossed in only doing vishay bhog. Vishay bhog means enjoying materialistic things. Vishay is material things. Vishay has a root called vish. Vish means poison. So people are so much interested in this material enjoyment of this material things, which is nothing but poison. They are poisoning themselves by not acting wisely. Nobody is thinking of punya, nobody is thinking of papa. Nobody is thinking of merits, nobody is thinking of sins. Bhakti gandhanahi. There is not even a trace of bhakti. Nobody is interested. Yate yaya bhava roga. And because of that, because there is no trace of bhakti, because of that, since nobody is interested in transcendental service of Lord, which can give total relief from the repetition of birth and death. Lokagati acharya karuna hridaya vichara karena loke kaiche hitaya. Advaita Acharya is a saintly person. He saw what is the situation of the world now. He has a soft heart. That is the nature of a saintly person. A very soft heart. They become compassionate for everyone. They are in ignorance. And that is why they will come to this repeated cycle of birth and death. They are living a sinful life, not thinking of anything. They will suffer greatly again and again. Vichara karena lokera kaiche hitaya. He started thinking, how could he act? What should he do? So that these people will be benefited and they will come out of their slumber. Apani Shri Krishna yadi karena avtar. Apani achare bhakti karena prachar. Advaita Acharya started thinking, oh, if Krishna can incarnate, And if Krishna himself can demonstrate, if Krishna himself could preach how to do bhakti in this yoga, in this yuga, then everybody will be benefited. So he has to incarnate. And he, by his own example, has to preach devotion. So this is very important right now to help these people who are completely lost in material engrossment. Nama vinu kali kale dharma nahi ara kali kale kaiche khabe Krishna avatara. He says, in this age of Kali, there is no religion other than chanting of Bhagwan's name. Nama vinu Kali kale. In this Kali kal, other than chanting the Bhagwan's name. Dharma nahi ara. There is no other religion. But how? How will Bhagwan appear in Kali Yuga? Kali kale kaiche have Krishna avatara. How will he appear? Shuddha bhave karibe Krishna aradhana nirantara sadhay nirantara sadhinye karibe nivedana. Now this is the devotees Advaita Acharya's sankalpa, resolution. He says, no, I will pray fervently to Shri Krishna to incarnate in this age of Kali. Shuddha bhave kariba Krishna radha radhana. I will worship Krishna with full faith, with purified state of mind. And nirantara sadhiniya karibe nivedana. I will constantly petition him in humbleness. So this is his resolution, Advaita Acharya's. Why did he take this resolution? To help the people of Kali Yuga. That is what devotees do. They're always thinking of how to help the others. Tata sukha sukhi para dukha dukhi. They see the suffering of the world, and in every age, even if the Kali Yuga becomes, more sinful, it will. But devotees of the saint will reincarnate again and again. Devotees of Bhagwan, saintly people, will reincarnate again and again. Some saints will be in prakata form, means they will be manifesting, they will be appearing in public. Some will be hidden. Even till date, there are many saints who are hidden. Silently, they are doing their prayers in their homes or in the caves of Himalayas or in the ashramas. They are not public figures. But this world is so sinful we are seeing. And the rate at which the sinful tendencies, is going to increase, we are seeing. How small children, you compare our times and now you see. But even if Kali Yuga goes at that rapid speed, still any time, every time, Bhagwan's representatives, saintly people will keep incarnating. They are like those little lamps. Kali Yuga is like darkness. Kali, all darkness. But the saintly people are like those little lamps. One lamp, if there's a dark room, there's no electricity, just light up one lamp. And slowly, the lamp, one lamp will just illuminate the whole room, the dark room, and you can see. That's how the saintly people are, saintly souls. They keep incarnating. So Advaita Acharya, he came, he saw the condition of the world, and then he's like, how will he incarnate? I will put my petition with all humility. I will worship him with pure state of mind, and Bhagavan will come. With that faith, he started doing it. He says, आनिया कृष्णेरा करे करो कीर्तन संचार तबे से अद्वैत नाम सफल हमार. He says, my name Advaita will be fitting if I'm able to induce Krishna to inaugurate the moment of Sankirtana, chanting the holy name. Krishna Vashakari Bena Kona Radhane Vicharite Eka Shloka Ailatan Ramane. So he was thinking, what do I do? What should I do? How should I propitiate Krishna? What worship should I do? How will Krishna listen to me? It happens, right? We have to attract Krishna's attention. How do I attract his attention? So while he was thinking, one verse suddenly came in his mind. What is the verse? तुलसी दल मात्रेण जलस्य चुलुकेन वा विक्रीणीते स्वम् आत्मानं भक्तेभ्यो भक्तवत्सलः. Oh, this verse came to him, which comes from Gautami Tantra, and this verse means that Sri Krishna is very affectionate towards his devotees who just merely offers him tulsi leaves and a palm full of water. Krishna sells himself to such a devotee. He says, Tulsi dala matrena. Just by Tulsi dala, if somebody just offers, in Gita also Bhagavan says, Patram Pusham Phalam Toyam. If somebody just offers me these four things, I am very happy. Patram, leaf, Pushpam, flower, Phalam, fruit, and water. Bhagavan is not asking anything. All these four things you can find it anywhere. Bhagavan says, if somebody offers me, I'm very happy. I'm very pleased. So same thing. It just ran into his mind. Oh, Tulasi dala matrena, if I just offer Tulsi to him. And jalasya chulukena cha, just jal in this chulu bar pani, in the palm of my hand. If I just take some water in my hand and just take a Tulsi leaf and I just offer it to Shri Krishna. Then what? Vikrinite swam atmanam. Bhagavan says, I am sold to such a devotee. Vikrinite swam atmanam bhaktebhyo bhaktavatsala. Here Bhagavan says, I sell myself to such a devotee. Ei shloka artha acharya karena vicharana Krishna ke tulasi jala dei jana tarana tararina shodhite Krishna karen chintana jala tulasi rasamu kuche kichu ghare nahi dhana. Advaita Acharya considered the meaning of this verse in this way, that Krishna becomes indebted and he has no way to repay this debt of a devotee who has offered tulsi and water to him. So not finding any way to repay the debt, he owes to one who offers him a tulsi leaf and water. So Lord Krishna thinks, there is no wealth in my possession that is equal to a tulsi leaf and water. तबे आत्मवेची करे ऋणेर शोधना एत भावी आचार्य करेण आराधना. And then the Lord liquidates the debt. Lord thinks, how do I repay this debt? Now this debt, he has offered me tulsi and water. What do I do? What do I do? How should I repay the debt? Krishna is thinking in his head when he says, oh, the only way I can repay the debt is I just go and sell myself to him. You have bought me by just giving me tulsi and leaf. I am with you all the time. Tell me, oh my dear devotee, what do you want me to do? So thus the Lord liquidated the debt by offering himself to the devotee. Considering this way, the Acharya began worshipping the Lord. Through devotional service, one can please Krishna with a leaf of tulsi plant and a little water, as the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram pushpam phalam toyam, a leaf, a flower, a water or some fruit along with some water, when offered with devotion, very much pleases him. He universally accepts the services of his devotees. Even the poorest of devotees in any part of the world can offer him. Water, everybody drinks. Even in a desert, you'll get water. Fruit, even in a desert, you get a fruit. Flower, even in a desert, a flower grows. Leaf, everywhere. Just offer that to God. So, and especially tulsi leaves, if it is given along with Ganges water, Krishna is very much pleased. He is very satisfied. It is said that Krishna is so much pleased by such devotional service that he offers himself to his devotee in exchange for it. Srila Advaita Acharya knew this fact, and therefore he decided to call Bhagavan to descend by worshipping the Lord with tulsi leaves and water of the Ganges. गंगा जल तुलसी तुलसी मंजरी अनुक्षण कृष्ण पाद पद्म भावी करे समर्पण. Thinking of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, he constantly offered tulsi buds in the water from the Ganges. So he took tulsi buds, lot of manjaris, and then he went to the Ganges in Bengal, sat down in front of Ganges and started offering, remembering Krishna, and started offering tulsi. Krishnera Avahan Kare. He started calling Krishna loudly. He appealed to Shri Krishna with loud calls. Kariya Hunkar. Loud calls. Ei Mate Krishnera. Kaila. So sitting near the Ganges, offering tulsi water and loudly calling with full affection, full devotion, Oh Krishna, please incarnate. Oh Krishna, please incarnate in this age. I request you, please hear my plea. Oh Krishna, please come. Please accept this offering of tulsi and the Ganges water. How can Krishna not listen to this prayer? And with all his prayer, his devotion, his sadhana, he made Krishna appear. This Leela is very important. He comes as a guru. Advaita Acharya comes as a guru. And he is telling us what to do, how to appeal to Krishna. Just call his name loudly from all your heart, and he will appear. And just offering tulsi and water, simple. No complex rituals for this Kali Yuga. No complex rituals. So simple, so simple. I always say, realizing God is the most simplest thing. The complex thing is to remove the cobwebs of your mind. Because God is nowhere else. Even in this age, if you sincerely call, He will come. He will come in the form of Guru. If somebody can have that faith in the Guru. Krishna said to Uddhav, what happens is people want him to be in a physical form. You want to have darshan in a physical form. Yes, he is in the form of the Guru. Have the faith. Bhakta Bhakti Bhagavanta Guru. They are all one, even though they appear different. The Guru, the Bhaktas, the devotees. Bhakti. Bhakti means taking Bhagwan's name. Kirtan, Shravan Kirtan. Taking Bhagwan's name, Krishna, is not different than Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you have to trust this process. Ado Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangha Tatha Bhajan Kriya. First you have to trust. And by satsanga, all doubts, all cobwebs of the mind will clear. You think you have so much knowledge in your head, but what the use of that knowledge if it is not giving you the bhakti, the prema, the love for Godhead? What is the use of this knowledge? These are nothing but cobwebs. Undesirable. If you are lost in this knowledge of jungle of knowledge, what is the purpose? So then Bhagwan sends the Guru. You're lost in the jungle now. Too much knowledge, too much knowledge. People do that. So much scrutiny. Big theories they want to hear, and they think, because, while we are living in the world, we have been trained from childhood that everything has to be complex. So if everything while living in the world is so complex and so hard, how can finding God be easy? The whole concept, is confused right now. From childhood, we think you have to struggle hard, struggle hard, struggle hard. Well, for material things, yes, you have to struggle hard, but for God, you don't have to. That's the final conclusion. Because God is not somebody you have to serve, you have to look. He's not going to come from outside. He's right in your heart. But you do not know the way to connect to your own heart. Why? Because that heart is surrounded by a consciousness center. And that consciousness is spread to the mind. And that mind is filled with all Maya Aparita Jnana. In Gita, Bhagavan says. It is filled with a lot of Jnana. But Maya has, covered the knowledge also. Who removes that Maya? Who removes that ignorance? Bhagavan sends Guru. Ajnanati mirandasya jnana anjana shalakya. What does the Guru do? The Guru just ignites the torch of knowledge. You have to trust the Guru. Bhagavan has told Uddhav 100 times this thing you will hear, but still you will have doubt in the words of the Guru. Bhagavan says, Acharya mam bijaniyan. That the Acharya who is teaching is my Swarup. Na martiya buddhya asuyat. Do not think he is some just another ordinary human being. And then he goes on adding further. Sarva Devo Maya Guru. All devtas are in the Guru. What devta you want to see? You want to see Shiva? He's in Guru. You want to see Devi? He's in the Guru. You want to see me? I am in the Guru. So clearing the cobweb of the mind is most important. You don't have to go anywhere. So if you want to see, Bhagavan has given this Bhagavan's word, okay? I don't know from where I should get what big authority should I give. When Bhagavan is saying, you want to see Guru in the form, you want to see me in the form, right? There I'm sitting in front like the Guru. See, trust. No, Bhagavan, but that is a human being. Okay, nothing is going to happen now. I'm sorry. I want to see him as some knowledge. Okay, I'm there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm there in the Gita. No, Bhagavan, you are somewhere else, I think so. So that doubt. Why? Because from childhood you have been trained. You have to follow the hard path. Go to school, you have to compete. You have to come first. You have to get A plus. Go to the best college. Go to the best thing. Best, best, best. And everything was so hard. So now that is a game of Maya. Everything was so hard. So now that game has gone further. God is also hard. God is also difficult to achieve. And then there came temples. Okay, you have to climb so much. Then only you will find God. And you go to the temple, up there, climbing 8 hours, 10 hours. Of course, you will find peace. No doubt. But if somebody has practiced peace while they are in the world, then when they go on the top of the mountain and they sit and meditate, yes, they will realize God was never far. He's not on the top of the mountain. He's inside my heart. Drishta Atmani Ishvare. When all the cobwebs of the mind is gone, Chidyate Hridayanti Vidyate Sarvasanchaya. When the knots of the heart is removed, when all the doubts are removed, at that point, when all the karmic reactions are gone, they will only go when the doubt is gone. At that moment, that process of self-realization, what you call, you will see him in your heart. You want to see his Panchabhautik Roop, in form, then he's in the Guru, he's in the Murti. He is in the saints. He is in the bhaktas. You want to see his Nirakar form? He is in the Omkar. He is in the name. Ram, Krishna, Hari, Shiva, Durga, Kali, all those names. He's there. All his expansions. He's saying, there are my Angas. There are my Amshas. Which form you want to see? Nirakar is there, Sakar is there. Which form you want to see? From that name, when I say Krishna, just Krishna. I just said the name. Is it not? I just said this is a transcendental sound vibration. That's about it. So Krishna, 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 Krishna. And from Krishna, the more you chant Krishna, 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 you will see a form of Krishna. You may say, oh, this is imaginary. So the world that you have created, how real is that? Is it not also imaginary? In your mind, all the time you have created a world. And you believe in that so much. The fear, the insecurity. You created it in your head. And you believe so much. Fear of what will happen tomorrow. I have so much money. What if I lose the money? I don't have money. Will I get money tomorrow? I don't have a job. Will I get a job? I have a job. Will I lose the job? People love me. What if they hate me tomorrow? People judge me. Am I good or am I bad? All these stories you create it in your head. And you believe they are real. Aren't they all imaginary? Instead, fill your mind with the name of Lord. Fill your mind with the image of Lord protecting you, his beautiful, his lotus hand on your head. Fill your mind with your head at the lotus feet of the Lord. You know, every time we say lotus feet, lotus feet, lotus feet, you know why we tell lotus feet? Lotus is cooling. When you are so troubled with all these imaginary thoughts, imaginary people, go in front of the Lord, and if the Lord has kept his lotus hand, means you feel that chillness on your head. And you will feel it. That chillness flowing through your body, through every cell, you will feel it. That chillness going, you will cry. It's better to cry like that than to cry in fear, in insecurity.
Body.
One second. Just mute everybody's mic. Okay. So images of Bhagwan. How did it come to you? Just from the name. So name was Nirakar. Now you're seeing the image of Bhagwan. Did this image, from where did this image come in your head? That Krishna is this shape. Where? Because you have heard it. Heard it from whom? From the devotees of the Lord. Sant. And you know what we call Sant? We call Sant Bhagwan. Bhakta Bhakti Bhagavanta. All of these are the same. No difference. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. The most nearest of the nearest is Bhagavan in your heart, listening to you, hearing all your, always a witness, seeing your problems, seeing your struggles, and yet he's saying, I am there for you. Hold my hand, hold my hand. Never forget me. You are afraid because you are forgetting me. I'm there. From there, when you start trusting, and then trust the Guru's word, that this name of Bhagavan is not ordinary. This name of not ordinary. Do that tapasya, no? People want to do tapasya. I always challenge them. Do the tapasya, no? Do this tapasya. The 24 hours I'll remember God's name. 1 month I'll do this tapasya. I'll keep chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Do this tapasya and see. See the state of your mind after 1 month. See. Do this for 6 months. Do this for a year. See. The problem is you don't do this tapasya. Whatever you path you follow, number one, you don't have the trust also in the Guru's word. You think, I do this, then it will happen. I do that, then it's all your own manmana, as we say. As long as you go in your own, you'll be lost in the jungle of Maya Prita Jnana. Maya will again make you lose the way. Just trust. Trust the process. God is not very far. God is right inside your heart. The toughest part is to clear the cobwebs of the mind. The cobwebs are from two things. One is the worldly thoughts. Another is the so-called knowledge, that you have gained from various books and various associations in the past. But none of those associations, those knowledge is useless if it has not given you the love of Godhead. So those associations where you have developed the love of Godhead, you felt, oh, God is there. I want to be with God. I feel God. I feel God's presence. Keep those knowledge. Keep those associations. That's all you have to do. And trust the process. Okay? So you will see God. What Advaita Acharya told us? Just offer two things and chant his name loudly. Okay? Here he says, from Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a prayer. Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita hrida saroja asse sutekshita patona anunata pumsham yad yadhya turgaya vibhavayanti tat tat vapu pranayase anugrahaya Brahmaji stuti. He says, oh my Lord, you always dwell. Listen to the words. You always, always, not just now and then. You always dwell in the vision and hearing of your devotees. And where do you live, Bhagwan? Oh, Paribhavita Rit Saroja. You live in their lotus-like hearts. Our heart, center of our consciousness. Yes, it has become dirty because of this dirty waters of the world. But yet in that dirty waters, when we chant God's name, there blooms a lotus, a pure lotus of our consciousness. And we call God over there and make him sit. Oh, Krishna, sit in this lotus like consciousness. Yes, my roots are in this world. Yes, my roots are in the dirty waters. But oh my Lord, this lotus, the chanting, which helped me bloom this lotus, I offered to you. So Brahmaji says, oh my Lord, you live in their lotus-like hearts, which are purified by devotional service. So yes, our roots are in the material world, but we are purifying it every day. How? By devotional service. What is a devotional service? Shravanam. Just by listening, this 1 hour of listening, has it not purified your heart? Don't you feel like crying? It's like somebody is putting the ointment through the ears, and the ointment is straight away going to the consciousness and purifying it. The lotuses are blooming right now. They are like the manure. And in that lotuses, not one lotus, many lotuses. Not only Bhagavan is coming, other devotees are also coming and sitting in so many lotuses and hearing this beautiful Katha of Advaita Acharya. So Brahmaji says, you also live in their lotus-like hearts, which are purified by devotional service. Oh my Lord, who are glorified by exalted prayers, you show special favor to your devotees by manifesting yourself in the eternal forms in which they welcome you. এই শ্লোকের अर्थ कही संक्षेप रसारा भक्तेर इच्छा कृष्णेर सर्व अवतार. The essence of meaning of this verse is that Lord Krishna appears in all his innumerable eternal forms because of the desires of pure devotees. And thus we end the chapter now. Thus I have surely determined the meaning of the fourth verse. Lord Gauranga, Lord Chaitanya appeared as an incarnation to preach unalloyed love of Godhead, of God. So this was the external reason to come and preach the unalloyed love of God. How? By the method of Sankirtan. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Yara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishnadas, praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy. I, Krishnadas, narrate Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport to Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi-lila, third chapter, describing the external response for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tomorrow we will start the next chapter, chapter 4, the confidential reasons. So this was external. What were the confidential reasons? That we will hear tomorrow. Why did he appear? All the internal reasons. I'll take your chat and we'll just close it. Jai Ma, Hare Krishna. Wow, Acha Gaurav writes, wow, Ma, didn't know that Lord Shri Krishna, who is so fond of 56 bhoga and elaborate way of worship, even offering just water and tulsi patra, he manifests himself. He's like Lord Shiva. Hari har tattva mein bhed nahi. I said you should not differentiate between Hari and Hara. Hari means Vishnu and Hara means Shiva. He is like Lord Shiva. Really loved this katha. Thank you for sharing this. Anandi Agya, first the darshan of Shukdev Ji Maharaj in Bhagavatam, and now such a beautiful katha of Bhagwan Shri Krishna manifesting himself with water and tulsi. Meet Patel. All right. Jayanti, Ma, we trust you fully. I already feel the blessing of Lord now that you're guiding me. Jaimini, Jai Shri Krishna. So beautiful. Thank you so much. All right. So we end up the class now, and tomorrow we will meet again with Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. May all your days and nights be Krishnamaya.
Thank you for your blessings, Ma. Hare Krishna.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hare Bol, Ma.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.